Guys, this is Mr. Joshy J, and this is your driver ratings and team ratings for the Italian Grand Prix, where I mark the drivers' performances and the team performances over the weekend. Now, usually I don't record driver ratings or team ratings till the next day, but I'm doing it currently on race day still, so I'm recording it this evening, but I'll upload it tomorrow. So, yep. So let's start off with, well, Mercedes. I guess this time round, because last time we started off with Red Bull. Lewis Hamilton, 0. I cannot believe I'm saying this. That to me, absolutely 0. He did well in Friday practice, but in the sprint qualifying and the main race, just wow. I still think he could have left Max Verstappen a little bit of space. That's a shocking getaway in the sprint race. So yeah, I mean 0 may be a bit harsh, but I'm going to be honest here. I thought it was a horseshit weekend for my favourite driver, Lewis Hamilton. So 0. Bottas, 10. Absolutely 10. Loses his Mercedes seat and then qualifies P1 in main qualifying, P1 in the sprint race. Had to drop to last place because of grid penalties. That recovered up to P3 and got on the podium. Where has this Valtteri Bottas been? Great racing by him this afternoon. As he's lost his drive, the pressure is off of him now. He can just enjoy his racing for the rest of the season. But about 5 years too late, Valtteri Bottas, dear me. So yeah, 10 for Bottas. Very impressed with him this weekend. Red Bull, Max Verstappen, 6 out of 10. In the sprint race, P3 in qualifying, P2 in the sprint race, started the main race on pole because of Bottas penalty, and then obviously crashed out, made contact with his title rival, Lewis Hamilton. Now, I see different replay angles, and to me, I still blame Max more than Lewis. So you could argue that Hamilton and Max should have left each other's space and fight it out down the main straights. But yeah, so yeah, Sergio Perez, 5 out of 10. Not the best of weekends for Sergio Perez. He had a horseshit qualifying, not much higher in the sprint race, but because of the carnage between Hamilton and Max Verstappen, ends up finishing P4. So, yep, fair play to Perez there. McLaren, Daniel Ricciardo, 10 out of 10. Absolutely 10 for Daniel Ricciardo. Wow. Where has this Daniel Ricciardo been? The Daniel Ricciardo of old. My goodness sake. I think it was P4 in qualifying, P2 in the sprint race, and P1 in the main race. Dream weekends of Daniel Ricciardo. Absolutely fantastic. Lando Norris, 10 out of 10. Absolute 10 for Lando Norris as well. I think it was P5 in the main qualifying, P3 in the sprint race, and P2 in the main race. So an absolute fantastic weekend for Lando Norris. I'd have loved him to go on and won the Grand Prix, but you can understand why McLaren were using team orders, because this 1-2 means so much to them. So yeah, but Norris playing the team game, absolutely fantastic. Ferrari, Charles Leclerc, 7 out of 10. He had issues in his Ferrari during the sprints qualifying and a few during the main qualifying, but in the race actually he performed really well. So 7 out of 10 for Leclerc. Carlos Sainz, 5 out of 10, marking him down a bit because yet again in practice he crashes his Ferrari. You know, he's got to stop doing that, otherwise he's going to cost Ferrari a lot of money in repair costs and bills. So, yeah, he's got to cut that shit out, Carlos Sainz. So that's why I'm marking him down a bit. Alpine, Fernando Alonso, 7 out of 10. Solid weekend to the Spanish driver. You know, I believe he finished in the points in the race, but so solid to Fernando Alonso. Esteban Ocon, 4 out of 10, marking him down for a little bit for that incident with Sebastian Vettel in the race today. You know, Vettel had the move complete, and Ocon just did not allow enough space, so that is why I'm marking Ocon down. Aston Martin, Sebastian Vettel, 7 out of 10, you know, yeah, he got a bit unlucky again due to traffic in the main qualifying, absolute joke. Solid in the race, you know, so, yeah, decent for Sebastian Vettel. Lance Stroll, 7 out of 10. I thought he had a decent weekend this weekend, Lance Stroll. You know, did okay in the Aston Martin, so fair play. AlphaTauri, Yuki Tsunoda, 0. Yep, absolutely 0. Again, in qualifying, not good enough. And then in sprint qualifying, or in the race, absolutely nowhere. Of course, the main Grand Prix today didn't even start. So yeah, 0 for Yuki Tsunoda. Pierre Gasly, 6 out of 10, you know, decent in practice and qualifying, but unfortunately, he also had to retire from the race because of an issue with his AlphaTauri. The winner from Monza last year had a horror Grand Prix, so very unlucky for Pierre Gasly. And AlphaTauri in their home race is an absolute horror show for them. It really was. Alfa Romeo, Robert Kubica, 0. Absolutely 0. You know, not the best weekends this weekend for Robert Kubica. He's good in practice, in qualifying in the main race, very disappointing. So yeah, 0 for Robert Kubica. As I said, he did okay in practice, but yeah, not good enough by Kubica this weekend. Haas, Nikita Mazepin. Now, usually I'll give him 0, but as he did out-qualify Mick Schumacher in the sprints race, I'll give him a 4 out of 10. Yeah, you know, fair play to Nikita Mazepin, but again, almost made contact with his teammate, Mick Schumacher. I believe they did touch in a race today, so again, not the best of weekends, Nikita Mazepin, but I will give him a little bit of a high mark for outperforming Mick Schumacher in the sprint race, so yeah, fair play. Mick Schumacher, 5 out of 10, just, again, really standard weekends at Mick Schumacher, nothing really special. Williams, George Russell, 8 out of 10, you know, in the main qualifying he's having issues with, like, some car issues, so that's why he couldn't quite qualify for Q3. In the sprints qualifying, he got outperformed by Nicholas Latifi, but still scored points in the race. He outraced Nicholas Latifi. Nicholas Latifi, 4 out of 10, you know, fair play for out-qualifying George Russell in the sprints race. But in the race, very quiet, so yeah, I think that's a generous score for him. Right, team ratings. Mercedes, 6 out of 10, brilliant for Bottas. An absolute horseshit weekend for the reigning world champion, Lewis Hamilton. Just wow, awful this weekend. And I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan, massive Lewis Hamilton fan, but you've got to say how it is. It is an awful weekend this weekend. Red Bull, 6 out of 10, you know. Perez, good recovery, but got to improve in qualifying. And obviously, Max taking Lewis Hamilton out. So that's why you got to mark Red Bull down. McLaren, 10 out of 10. My team of the day. absolutely 10. P1 and P2, first win since Brazil 2012. It's been a long time coming for McLaren, but they finally did it. My team of the weekend. Ferrari, 6 out of 10, decent for them. Honestly, not good Carlos Sainz damaged another car. Alpine, 6 out of 10, solid. Aston Martin, 5 out of 10, did okay, but not brilliant. Alfa Romeo, oh, I forgot Antonio Giovinazzi, didn't I? What should I give him this weekend? I'll give him about 6 out of 10 because he qualified quite high for the main qualifying and obviously crashed out in the sprint qualifying, so not the best of the weekend. So in general, for Alfa Romeo, I'll give them a 5 out of 10, I think. Yeah, 5 out of 10 Alfa Romeo. AlphaTauri, 0. Yeah, a weekend to forget for AlphaTauri. Haas, 4 out of 10, standard for them. And Williams, 6 out of 10. Yeah, but absolutely, I think that's a fair score for Williams. So there you have it. That is the driver ratings done, team ratings done for the Italian Grand Prix. Join me tomorrow for some more videos. But, Bottas, though, just since he's lost his Mercedes seat, absolutely phenomenal this weekend. And the two title rivals collide, and McLaren win their first race in 9 years. Wow, unbelievable. Comment your thoughts down below. I will always reply. And comment your thoughts who you thought was at fault for the Max and Lewis Hamilton incident. Bye-bye.